The African Commission on Human and People's Rights is a quasi-judicial body that is established by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. It is tasked with promoting and protecting human and people's rights across Africa by ensuring that state parties abide by the rights enshrined within the African Charter. As an autonomous body, the African Commission ought to have an enabling environment in which it can exist as an independent body. It was established that ensures the protection and promotion of human rights for all.
My name is Salah Hamad. I'm the head of the Africa Governance Architecture Secretariat within the Department of Political Affairs, Peace and Security of the African Union Commission based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The African Governance Architecture is a structure that has been decided by our heads of state and governments to promote good governance, democracy, rule of law, and human rights in Africa, by bringing all organs of the African Union along with the regional economic communities, institutions and organs together under the same platform to coordinate activities and programs to promote good governance, democracy and rule of law. So being member of the platform, we as Secretariat, we then interact with the Commission on a regular basis to try to coordinate the work of the Commission along with other organs, including the African Court on Human and People's Rights, the African Committee on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, the Pan-African Parliament, and many other organs of the African Union. The definition of violation is also need to be interpreted in line with the international law and also the international knowledge and jurisprudence of the treaties that we are aware of. In Africa, we cannot say the situation is rosy today. The situation is absolutely not rosy, but it is better than yesterday. Every day, things are getting better. Why? Because people are becoming more aware of their rights, they're becoming more aware of their duties, and they're becoming more aware of what is in existence at the continental level, at the regional level, at the national level, in terms of mechanisms that are promoting and protecting human and people's rights. We have to alert all African people to report violations, to speak about violations. That is the only way we can really stop violations from happening. We have to empower our member states to build stronger mechanisms, because without having stronger mechanisms in place, we will not be able to stop violations. This is going to take longer time, but Africa is progressing quickly, and I think we should not really deny the fact that every day is bringing us new development to stop and prevent violations from happening. My first recommendation will be there is really need to intensify the campaigns of promoting the existence of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. We need to really make or to advocate our member states to respect the recommendations made by the African Commission and implement them immediately without delay.
The African Commission has, as per the promotion, the Commission do some studies, organize seminar, and also elaborate tool to serve as protection for human rights. The court and the Commission are both organs have been invested of the mandate to protect human rights in Africa. The field of protection of human rights in Africa is so vast. There is no competition between the two organs. There is just a complementarity. The protocol establishing the court recognized to the Commission. In fact, the Commission can seize the court when it finds it opportune to seize the court. The Commission, when some cases need to be to have some implementation, and the court render some judgment. So for the commission can seize the court. The court, the commission are free. They are independent in the realization of the mandate. And the court, what we can suggest, they should point out aspects more concretely and less theoretical. The result that we want to reach with these recommendations must be measurable. You can measure.
Okay.
Measurable, and also have great impact.
Okay.
Yeah, the impact that must last long, if no forever.
My name is Solomon Dersso. I'm the chairperson of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. The African Commission on Human and People's Rights is the premier human rights body of the African human rights system and the African Union. So the mandate of the Commission entails the supervision and monitoring of the implementation of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights through engaging in protection activities, which among other things involves receiving and adjudicating human rights complaints through its quasi-judicial procedure, which is known as the individual complaints procedure or the communications procedure, whether or not those alleged violations have happened. If they happened, by making a finding on the occurrence of those violations of rights and recommending remedies for redressing those violations to be implemented by the state. So this is one of the protection activities of the Commission. So the idea of the African Court is basically to expand the protection mandate of the African Commission. That's why it says to complement the protection mandate of the Commission.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that complementing comes by virtue of the nature of the decision that the African Court, as a proper court, as a fully fledged court, is able to take. When we say the African Commission is independence, what we are saying is basically, as far as the execution and implementation of its mandate, the Commission should be free from interference and influence from any quarter. The independence of the Commission, therefore, functions within this ecosystem of relationships between the Commission on the one hand and states parties on the other hand. Therefore, allows the Commission to authoritatively, freely and independently speaks to the issue of human rights facing the African continent. Those are the kinds of things that are very important in order to enhance the consciousness and awareness of the wider African public about the rights and freedoms enshrined in the African Charter. Thereby, they are able to own these rights and freedoms, the creation of institutional, policy, and resources necessary for the implementation of these rights and freedoms at the national and the local levels.